Good morning, everybody. I'm on my way to work, and today I want to talk about forgiving. What is forgiving others? Um, my definition of it is actually saving your own self. Does it relate to salvation? Yes, it does, but the saving yourself here means actually saving yourself from agony, pain, all that suffering that I usually talk about, right? Why do I say that? If you don't forgive another person or certain situation or even yourself, you will be living your life in hell. You'll be constantly chasing after all the things that I mentioned above, and it's not going to be helpful for you at all. So, if you cannot forgive your past, yourself, and the other people who hurt you in the past, it's just gonna eat you up. And I'm here to tell you that if you once decide to forgive, then actual healing begins. That you've probably heard many times, but it is true. Let me tell you about my previous experience about this. There was this brother that I actually he was very 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 helpful in the darkest time of my life. You know, he helped me so much. And I relied on him so much. And however, in the time of trouble, like 10 years after, we built that long relationship with this, his family, his wife, and his kids, and his brothers, and his whole family, and I felt like I was connected with this whole family, and I was part of this family, but he betrayed me, for about $20,000, I think. And then, in order to justify that $20,000, he actually, went too far, and I couldn't forgive him. I was so angry, and I'm not gonna talk about the detail because it's past that. I'm past that. But what I want you to know is basically he, for that amount of money, he just did something beyond that I thought any human could do to another humankind. However, that night, after all that was happening, and then I came home, and I was so angry, and I didn't know how to process that feeling. So I was praying to God, Lord, give me strength to forgive him. No, actually, I was not saying that. I was saying to God, how can you do that, God? And I was yelling out and like, in rage and anger and all that. That all in the morning, 3 a.m., God told me, you have to forgive him. Say to him, tell him that you forgive him. I said, I can't. That disappointment is so big, and that disconnection is so big, so I don't want to do that, God. So until like 4, I was praying and angry, and praying and angry, right? And very disappointed. But God was keep telling me you have to forgive him. When I was praying, that voice was keep coming back to me. So I obeyed. How did I obey? I called him. He answered. How dare he answer, right? He answered in like around 3 or 4. I don't know the time actually. It's only in that morning. It's like I believe it's 4. He answers his phone, so I'm thinking maybe a little bit earlier, but anyway, up until that time, I was praying and he answered the phone, and I was a little bit shocked and hoping that he was not answering. He's not going to answer the phone. He answered, and then what did I say to him? I didn't forgive him. Internally, I was angry, right? So I said, God, I was praying, and God told me to tell you that I forgive you. I don't want to say that, but that's what God told me, so that's what I'm doing right now. What kind of forgiveness is that? That is such a bullshit, right? But once I did that and I hung up, right away, that peace came to my heart. It's just like I didn't forgive him, but when I said that, that took care of a lot of emotions, a lot of anger, a lot of that unhandleable feeling that I had. It just took care of it. How did he respond to that? He didn't say anything. He couldn't say anything. He better not say anything, right? But that, for me to obey that situation, but when I obeyed, that peace came to my heart, and that anger didn't eat me up from that point. So what I want to tell you is, do you have somebody that you hate? Your father, your mother, your friends? Were you bullied? Did you have a worst nightmare childhood? Did you do something yourself that you have to blame yourself all throughout your life? Stop doing that. That's an excuse. Not forgiving yourself is an excuse. To feel a little bit okay, actually. If you don't forgive yourself, or if you don't forgive certain situations that you can control, it seems like, you have the right, to that anger, and gives you that permission, to hate yourself, hate that person, hate that situation, hate your childhood, hate whatever that comes up to your mind. That actually allows you permission, but that's gonna eat you up, and you have no chance to live your life after. Hear the melody from God. Be thankful. Live your life. This is different from that, self-development bullshit, right? I'm not talking about it, because that is bullshit. But actually forgiving yourself, forgiving the people who hurt you, forgiving that, situations, that life, that, childhood, all that, gonna give you another chance in life. That's gonna make the whole life different. That's gonna give you purpose of life, and that's what I'm praying that you will do. I pray for you. I pray for you, whoever you are, that pain, that disappointment, whatever that you negatively have in here, don't let it eat you up. You hate yourself, And then you're actually making it worse. You know that. You know that. Let's go beyond that. God bless you. I'm not just saying it. I truly mean it. God bless you. So you can do the things that I just talked about. Reach out to me. Send me DM. Whatever you do, make yourself available to this forgiveness. Hallelujah. I'll see you next time.